Hi guys, this is Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take a walk around the new Load Trail DH series dump trailer. The DH series dump shown here is a 7x14, 14,000 pound. This is a new model to Load Trail. They've brought it out about 9 months ago, but just really started mass producing it currently. Got a couple nice features on it. Currently it's market priced at about $700 or $800 or so more than the traditional DT model, which is kind of the bread and butter. Let's take a walk around this unit. We'll show you all the standard features. So pretty much everything that you see on this particular unit is standard. So let's show you what some of those differences are between this and the DT that most of you are already familiar with. So just like the DT, it's got the cast adjustable coupler up front. It's got a 6-hole. Like the DT as well, it's got the 8-inch I-beam frame. Notice that is a unibody frame. It's got the 12K jack upgrade. It's got the cold weather wire harness. So one of the big differences between this and the DT would be the dual toolboxes. And to get both of those toolboxes in, it's got also an extended tongue. So if you're one of those guys that an extended tongue would be ideal for you, or if you need more storage, certainly an ideal unit for you. It is a lockable box. Notice it's got a gas shock on the box, which is nice. Second box a little bit taller, stacked boxes also with the gas shock. It's got the 110-volt charger built in. It's also got Load Trail's 232 warranty. They cover the trailer 2 years, the structure 3, then they do a 2-year roadside assistance. Pretty neat program. It's a power up, power down hydraulics. Got a 20-foot all-weather remote cord. Notice they put the cover on the positive battery terminal, and they also put an integrated circuit breaker in line. This unit also has the new manual relief valve, so if you wanted to gravity down on this unit, that's why this coil would look different than the other one. So nice setup, unique to Load Trail. Not aware of anybody else currently doing the 3-way standard on these dumps. It is a KTI pump, power up, power down, and an Interstate Group 24 deep cycle marine battery. So lots of standard features on Load Trail dumps. It's got a tarp kit on it, standard. It's also got the sail bar, so we'll show you at the back where that sail bar ties in. It's also got a 10-gauge side, and then it's got an upgraded 7-gauge floor. So one of the big things on this DH model is, dump heavy duty, is the 7-gauge floor. Certainly a nice heavy duty floor on it. It's also got an integrated body stiffener. Very few in the marketplace do this. Most that do just do it down the long sill. Load Trail actually takes the time to miter to the corner and then take it along the front side. That integrated body stiffener certainly adds a lot of strength to this particular unit. Another heavy-duty feature on the heavy-duty dump, this is a similar spec to the DT, however, is the 6-inch tube bed frame. Many in the industry are going to use a 3-inch or maybe a 4-inch tube, or sometimes even an angle iron. Most of those are going to be about a 4 or 5 foot-pound material. This 6-inch, 9+ foot-pound bed frame is certainly one of the heavier-duty bed frames in the market. Your floor is going to sit on your bed frame, and your cross members are going to run in the bed frame. Another neat detail they do on this, you'll see they notch the front. Basically, with a 6-inch bed frame and a 3-inch channel cross member, your 3-inch cross member's going to sit pretty much directly on top of that I-beam frame, and then the other 3 inches of the bed frame is going to be overlap. Thought process behind it is going to get you 3 inches closer to the ground without making any sacrifices. We'll also show you when we lift this trailer up, it's got drop axles, which is going to allow it to load at a lower deck height. Sides on these are 2 foot, as are most in the industry. We see some that are running a little bit lower, say 20-inch sides. This is the full 2-foot sides. This has the vertical uprights, and then you'll notice it's also got the stake pocket cutouts at the top. So if you wanted to do a side extension, you can do so on these. So a lot of strength in this sidewall. It's got the max rail on the top rail, which is basically going to wrap your top rail down and into the side. Smart idea. It's actually a wider top rail, which is going to give you additional strength. If somebody's being a little bit careless with a bucket or similar, might not damage the trailer as bad with that heavy duty top rail. It's also got the upgraded, again, 10-gauge sides, not a lighter side panel. It's also got your double broke fenders with an integrated fender gusset. It's going to return back to the trailer. Certainly if something hits it pretty hard, that's going to protect that fender a lot better than certainly not having that gusset there. So a lot of protection built into the trailer. This unit does have Dexter brand axles with the Gladiator tires. You'll notice Dexter's got the never adjust brakes on this. A couple nice features of the Gladiator tire would be they've got a nationwide retail facility, so if you ever need a matching Gladiator for replacement or spare or whatnot, they've got a distribution network nationwide. As far as Dexter axles, they're on both axles, 7,000 pounder. It's got the upgraded slipper spring suspension. It's got black mod wheels mounted on a a tire mounted on a 235 80R16 load range E 10-ply tire. It's got the Easy Lube hub, so behind the black cap there, you simply pull that out, and there is a grease zert for ease of serviceability on the trailer. Also notice in the center of the fender, they've got a fender prop to help support that fender. This does have a 3-way gate standard, so it's going to work in a traditional barn door setup, so you simply swing the door open for the barn door. It's also going to drop down. You can either hinge it from the top or the bottom. So if we hinge from the top, we would use the spreader gate at the bottom, and then if we hinge from the bottom, you can set the gauge in the middle and lay it down like a pickup truck style gate. So we got 3 different functionalities out of the gate setup. It does have undermount ramps. They're running about 80 inches or just under 7 feet. A little bit wider ramp than some. Also do a nice job on the ramp with a little bit heavier treads. Treads on these are, I believe, 2.5 by 2.5. A little bit heavier than some, and then they also lift the treads about 1/4 inch. Get you better traction going up those ramps. So a little bit wider, a little bit heavier treads. It's all the way around. Pretty heavy duty. They also put a few extra lights on them, so the stop turn tails on each side are required. The extra marker light, however, is not, so they give you some extra visibility there. These are also jack stand ready, so you'll see the hole in the rear tube. Basically, we generally stock jack stands for these, so if you want rear stands on them, generally we can accommodate you on that request, but they are ready for them, which is nice. On the hinges, you'll notice a couple little details. They've got grease zerts on them for serviceability. You also notice that the sail bar mentioned previously would tie into the rear channel, makes deployment of the tarp kit very simple. You also notice on the rear door, they build that keyway all the way around. So most in the industry, again, that do that keyway, and not that many do, they're going to do it down the long sills, not on the rear door. 1 or 2 other details. You also notice they put caps on the top of their door, so if you want rear extensions on any of these, they make them to where extension kits will work on any of these units. Another nice detail on Load Trail, they do a powder primer, so they do a powder coat primer prior to the top coat. So put a pretty durable finish on. This unit's also got the spare tire mount. So not only do you have stake pockets up top, but you got additional tie down points outside. They also put the D-rings in the corner of the bed. So again, a 7-gauge floor on this, along with the heavy I-beam mainframe, the extended tongue, the heavy jack, the dual boxes. This unit's also got the heavy-duty scissor hoist. We'll show you here a couple of the last features that they do. So they use a structural channel cross member on the floor. So you'll notice the structural channel along with the scissor hoist. Notice that scissor hoist is made out of tube steel, not angle iron or channel. Pretty robust hoist they put. One benefit of the scissor, before I go any farther, you'll notice that scissor pretty much mounts always in line with the front side of the fender. It's going to get you a lot more leverage than would a dual piston setup. We do offer the dual piston and the scissor. We also offer through another manufacturer the telescopic. So scissor is the only main hoist on this particular unit. I believe we can get a telescopic, but I'm not sure on this model. I doubt it's available because of the clearance at the front of the trailer. But again, this scissors, if you watch our other videos, more than capable. I believe we've tested this to about 2 ton more than what the trailer is legally able to haul. So certainly more than enough lift, even if you load it a little bit tongue heavy. Unit's also got some nice heavy duty cross members. I believe that's 6-inch channel. It's a double stack across. You also notice the gusset plates that they've got either side. Got the scissor well reinforced. Now another detail on these you'll notice, this has upgraded drop axles on the trailer. So again, we said earlier about the nestled bed frame. This also gets you drop axles. So between nestling the bed frame up front that we talked about and the drop axles, it loads lower to the ground than would your traditional dumps. So this one's certainly versatile at loading heavy rocks or concrete debris into the bed, but certainly more ideal for loading equipment and similar as well. So this unit's going to get about a 45-degree dump angle. It's going to weigh in at about 4,300, 4,400 pounds empty. It's going to give you a net legal payload of about 96 plus tongue weight. Tongue weight's the weight that's going to get transferred to the truck via the tongue. Generally, that equates to about 15% or 2,000 pounds. It's going to put your net legal payload somewhere right around 11,000 pounds with tongue weight. This model is available in a 12-foot and a 16-foot. It's also offered in a gooseneck. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.